There are two different types of listings that have gone away, basically. One is an expired listing, and you mentioned at the end of the last segment that that is a listing that has run the total number of days that it was supposed to be listed, 180 days, maybe longer, maybe less. So the expireds are you're at the end of your contractual obligations, broker and seller, and the listing is expired. It changes status in the listing service. So on Zillow or Realty.com or agent websites, it shows it's expired, or sometimes you don't even see it at all because it doesn't show anything. What is a withdrawn listing, and how does that differ from an expired listing? Do you have withdrawn listings in your market? Is that what they're called?
We have withdrawn and we have canceled, so we have those two. So
okay,
I don't know.
well, so we don't. We don't have canceled. So talk to us about the withdrawns and the canceled and how they're different than expireds.
So a canceled is a seller says, I don't want to work with you no more, and I want to terminate our listing agreement. So we're not going to go till it's expired. Basically, the seller and the listing broker say, we're no longer going to work together. And so we cancel the contractual agreement between listing broker and seller.
In Georgia, they don't have the right to cancel. Sellers don't have the right to cancel a pre-written listing agreement, and I think that is so crappy.
So withdrawn is the listing agreement between the owner and the listing broker stays the same. We're just withdrawn from the MLS. A seller says, I don't want my home to be marketed on the MLS, but I do want you to continue to try to sell it. So it's a seller who is still hired the listing broker. The listing agreement contract stays intact, but they may be doing with repairs on the home.
What's going to happen to me as a home seller the day that listing expires without selling? What should I expect to happen?
Hell.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, is that H-E-L-L or H-A-I-L? Because in Dallas, it could be hail as well.
It could be, but it's actually
so everything is just going to break loose, and every real estate agent and his or her brother are going to be calling to try to get your listing. Is that right?
That is right. You're going to be inundated with a massive amount of phone calls because it's like, the gate is open, right? The protection no longer exists, and it released the Kraken. If whatever the saying is, you're going to get a lot of phone calls. So I know in my market, a seller can actually interview other agents while they are still active on the market with their current broker.
Okay.
So I would suggest that seller start making appointments a couple of weeks prior to their listing contract expiring, just getting ready for that. So make some phone calls, get out there, because the moment you're under another contract, those phone calls will really go down. You'll still get a few people that will make phone calls, but our industry is pretty governed on don't go and solicit business from other people. But a seller can interview for another agent, not to terminate with their current one, but to get in contract with them when their current contract expires.